Hi, I wanted to show you how to create some data. And you can see what we're looking at is we're looking at a first name, a last name, a job, the department, the role, salary, and email. As you can see, specified by the number of rows at 99 rows and 7 columns. So I have from 0 to 99, which equals 100 different employees that I have here. I even have their salaries here. Now, this data is all created based on some specifications that I made. And I can make a million different employees that'll all be unique. And I can even give them employee numbers and credit card numbers. And the way I do this is with a Python library called Faker. So we are going to learn how to create data that we can use in our dashboards or your machine learning models that will allow you to quickly do some analysis on data that you specify. So let's go up to the top of this Jupyter Notebook and get acquainted with this library. So all you need is two libraries. We need Faker, which allows us to fake the data. And then we need Pandas, which will allow us to create a data frame. So once I get the Faker library from Faker, so if you don't have this installed on your PC, you can just do a pip install to install Faker. And then I take an instance of Faker and I specify the locale. And then if I run this, you can see what happens is I get a full name there. Now, I can get their last name. So there's a host of different functions here. I can get their first name. And as you can see, I can get first name. And now the locale is very important. So we can go to the Faker website and we can see there's a whole different host of languages and locales that we can use. We can specify the language in the locale. So if I wanted to see things in Hebrew, if I wanted to see a first name, I would just use HE and run that, and then we would get that in Hebrew. If I wanted to get this in Chinese, I would go to our locale, and you can see, you can simply copy and paste that, and we can go back over to our notebook, change that locale, and run that, and we can even get the first name or the full name, which would just be the name here. Now, you're not limited to just anything. We can also pull up a job. So you can see I'm using that variable fake, which I saved my instance of the Faker library as, and I run job, and I can get that job in Chinese. So I'm going to change this back to USA for our purposes and run this. I think it's US or USA. Let's see. US. And we can get a name, and then we run that, and it will specify the job that we're looking at. We're not limited to just names. We can also bring in cryptocurrencies. So you can see I can bring in a cryptocurrency. And let me show you what's in this library. So I'm going to create a space here, escape and B. I'm going to use the fake and then period. And you can see from the IntelliSense, we have everything that we need. We could bring in an address. We could bring in all this information, the bank country, building numbers, color names, what phone, credit card numbers, dates. So you're not specified to only human related names. You can see we can even bring in file paths of file extensions. So you can see how powerful this data set is. So let me just bring in address to kind of show you, because the locale will definitely be important. If you're bringing in an address, you can see we get this full address. And now what we want to do is show you that you're not limited to us in the library. We can use something call a random element selector from the Faker library. You could probably do this with your own Python code, but it's good to have the library. So I set a random element where I put PlayStation 5, Xbox One, PC, and Nintendo Switch. And I said, give me a PC as the last option. If I run that, you can see what it does is randomly selects from that list. So if you want to specify what the job roles were or the locales, you could do that also with this random element. And we're going to show you how to create that data set that we have at the bottom. So let's create the data set that we saw in the beginning here. And it's quite easy to do. So the first thing you can see that when we run all of these functions, we get individual elements. So instead of getting those individual elements, we want to be able to create more than one. And that's pretty easy to do. And all we do is use a loop and a range, and I'll show you how to do that. So here is the full code where I brought in the libraries that we're going to use, which is pandas and faker. And then from the faker library, I set things as US. Then I wanted to create a function because I don't want to always have to go back and create this code. If you create a function which is only repeatable code, we can always just copy and paste this, and you can even copy and paste this and put it in your notebook. So I'm going to create a function called create employees, and then it's going to take one argument which is called the number of employees. And that number of employees is going to allow me to tell how many employees we want in this data set. So the first thing I want to do is create an empty list to put all my employee information like first name, last name, job, department, salary, and email. So I want to say for using the for loop, I want to go from 1 to the number of employees that I specified. I want to loop through and add those to this list. So the first thing I'm going to do is create an empty dictionary here, which allows us to throw all this information in here. So employee first name. So I want the use fake in first name, and then I can specify the column using the bracket notation. So then I just repeat this with last name, job, department, and then that's what I'm doing random elements for my department. You can see I said I want IT, HR, marketing, and finance. And then I said give me a role. And instead of letting the function or the library faker give me the role, I said it's either a manager, a developer, an analyst, or an associate. And then I created the salary using that same fake variable and then use a random integer selector that goes from 3,000 to 150,000. And then I said, okay, you can vary that by 1,000. So that's going to give us the salaries here. Then I wanted the employee email. And all I did was once I had all that, I appended each one of those little dictionaries to this list here that we have. And then all I did is save it as employee list, wrap it in a data frame. So it returns a data frame. So now that I have this function create employees, I can specify what this is in terms of employees. So if I only put 1 in this function and I ran it, all right, make sure I run this first. Let me run this. I need to run the whole thing. Sorry, run all of this. And let's press 2 because it starts with 1, so it needs to go to 1 and 2. So you can see I get 1 instance. If I do 5, I'll get those 4 because remember our list goes from 1 to the number of employees. So if we do 1 to 2, we will only get 1. 1 to 5, we're going to get 4. So then I could say, give me 5,000. So if I run that, might take just a second. You can see I've gotten 5,000 different employees that we can use to create a new data set. So this is a great way to create your own data. And you could easily just take this data frame and save it as a CSV. And it's very easy. You can take this and you can just paste it, and then we can name this our data. And if I run that, now I have the variable data. And then I can just say data2 underscore CSV or underscore Excel, and I can call this my employee data and call that CSV. And then if I run that, I will have access to that employee data that we can bring over here. And we can see we have all of that data that we've created. And you can have that ingested into Power BI and for a whole host of different use cases. So I hope that was really interesting for you guys. We can create different data sets. You can definitely copy and paste my code and just drop it in and optimize it. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Enterprise DNA TV. If you enjoyed the content covered in this particular tutorial, please throw the video a like. It really helps us and we really appreciate it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Enterprise DNA TV channel. We have a huge amount of content coming out all the time from myself and a range of content creators, all dedicated to improving the way that you use Power BI and the Power Platform. Lastly, check out Enterprise DNA's website. Plenty of resources and further learning that you can access very easily. All the best. Take care.